Good morning, sunshine. I hope that you slept well. This is your daily insight on life and love for September 7th, 2020. Also timeless. So wherever you're pulled to this in time, this might have some sort of a message for you. This is general, it's collective. So if it doesn't fit, again, don't force it. If it does, awesome. You can either put it in the comments or reach out in personal message. If you have questions about booking your own personal reading, I have the coronavirus sale extended and awesome. And well, it's been a ton of fun. Well, I was kicking this off. When I split the deck, this was at the bottom of the two piles, followed by these people. The bottom of the deck when I finished was this. I don't like it. It really feels like it's a harsh detachment, some sort of a breakup in your world, one that you didn't anticipate, but you were feeling the detachment. It was stifling. It's happening really fast, and it seems like it's completely out of nowhere. This is causing a huge change in your world, and I feel like this is going to take a while to recover from. Yeah. Something about this was holding you back. I think that the heart was in the right place, but being in the reality of the moment, it's hard for you to see exactly how this is going to work, and that it feels like you're kind of backed into a corner with it. So whether or not this space or this breakup or detachment lasts forever, that's in the air. But I do see that nobody wanted this break in whatever this was. This is, well, you have a lot of choices that are before you. You have to be able to fulfill whatever choice that you want. And it seems like whatever this connection was, whether it was romantic or not romantic, it was holding you back from making the right decisions for you. Not that you were living for somebody else, but it was definitely an influence, which is, it's not something that you wanted to make your situation about again. So it looks like it's going to be a break, but let's see exactly what is coming in. Why is this happening? What does the higher self want to tell you? Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. So, how's the weekend? What did you do? Did you behave? It was a quiet weekend. Did a lot of hiking, walking type deal stuff. Actually, I did a lot of garage sales. I freaking love it. The one thing that I'm pretty bummed that I did not get was an apple slicer. Not one of those ones where you push down, but it's like one of those wheel ones. Okay, so where did that card go? Ooh. Why is this happening? All right. All right, it was hollow ground. There was definitely a connection. There was passion. It seemed like it was this beautiful connection, but there was a hesitance behind it, which I want to look into. Whatever it was very little payoff and actually quite stifling. Sorry, I keep adjusting you. How to get situated. It ended up being defensive because nobody was making the progress that they thought they would in this. It seems like no matter what, there was always something getting in the way. There was a lot of massive grounded intentions, but it was so hollow in this. It was being blinded by either lust or love and not looking at the reality of the situation, which is talking about this feeling like a failure. This was a huge emotional investment. Okay. This is going to be just emotionally taxing to get through. I feel the anxiety in it, and I feel like it has not a nervous stomach, more like an anxious stomach. I don't want you to feel like you have to feel all controlled in the situation and manner. You got to really allow yourself to express this feeling of failure, of hurt. Don't deny yourself this just because of some sort of ego or pride. This hurts. Hurt hurts. And the more that you get this out, the more that the healing can actually come in. You pretending it's not there is not going to suit anyone well. This is going right along with the defensiveness. Nobody has to see you sweat this. No, it's not you sweating it. It's you grieving. Getting into an emotionally healthy place, doing this with a very loving heart and focusing on a huge priority shift right now. Whatever the priority was before, it has to be, readjusted at this current time. Zone in and focus on what you need to do right now, not on who you need to do it for, but what you actually need to do. So this is what we got so far. All right, what does your higher self want you to know about the situation? What are we going to take this? Because I'm getting to go to the healing right now. All right. I was shuffling the regular Rider-Waite, but being pulled immediately to healing with the angels. Harmony. You got to get into the harmony. Ideas and inspiration. A lot being held back in this phase that you're coming out of right now. I'm sorry. It's not fun. It was getting too serious too fast, whether it was a romantic connection or a business proposition. It looks like it was getting you out of harmony with yourself, and it was a lot of amazing ideas and no execution on it. So it's all these concepts that are festering, and it's growing something. It's like it's outgrowing whatever it is that the case that you had put it in, and it has nowhere to go. It's falling in on itself. This is a huge time where it's making that decision of, okay, this is something that I don't want to end, but I have to end this because it feels like something more in alignment's coming in. Something much more abundant is coming in. And it's not degrading or taking away your experience with this particular situation. That's the furthest thing that it's doing. It's not an upgrade to say that this is inferior. It's you choosing, I don't even want to say ascension. It feels like it's choosing patience and unexperienced happiness first and foremost. You've got to get this playfulness back. The fact that there is so much pressure on this, it feels like you got lost. And I'm sorry that you feel that way. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't want to wish heartache on anybody. That is agonizing. So that's what's coming up right now to be healed. It's a definite spiritual lesson. And I know that you are tired of the spiritual lessons. I know that you are tired of waiting for, this to be done with. It's coming. It really is. It's an accelerated lesson, it seems. It's not fun. So we got what's coming up to be healed. If you stay this course, what can you expect? All right, I'm going to take those bad boys out. Message in a bottle and yang. Power. Incoming huge chances for you to take. And I'm seeing this as a green right now, so we're going with heart healing. Don't dwell too much into the future on this situation. It's not going to be anything that you'd expect, or in a person that you'd expect, or in a situation you'd expect. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself because of something that fell through and something that is not yet arrived. The chop wood, it's talking about avoidance now. Just because something hurts doesn't mean you avoid living. You can't put this off. You can lay in bed for a solid minute, but really, if you're giving up, it's going to be thrown in your face and you will be pushed through on this. If it's more along lines of you feeling depleted and exhausted from the situation, then yeah, I mean, rest all that you need. Self-care is the most important thing right now. Something is coming together. There is a new connection that is coming in, and it also feels like it is something very morally aligned with you. So to be fair, what about what you are walking away from was out of alignment? What about it was out of your personal characteristics, especially with the growth that you've been doing? What part did you play in this? Was it ending of some sort of karmic lesson? Was it a debt being paid off? I mean that in a very figurative way. We have the go the distance and the yin in reverse. Just because it didn't last forever doesn't mean that it wasn't unconditional and that it wasn't worthwhile. We have all heart healing cards that are going on right now. Look at this as a beautiful pain. Even if it comes back together down the road, the separation that you're experiencing from this situation is a very bittersweet and beautiful pain. It has a certain sharpness to it that is unlike anything that you've experienced. It's not this throbbing pain in your life. It is something that is very clear cut, and it's I don't know, it's a new kind of pain. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm getting lost with the words, as I often do. Imagine. Okay, what are we imagining? Yes, as always, I have a million cards in front of me. We have yin and yang, so it's complete balancing two complete different ends of that mental and emotional spectrum. You got to come back in the center. This is talking about how far away you are from finding that sense of center. This, whatever it was, totally rocked you. And I feel like you are not letting people see that aspect of you. And again, this is telling you, do not pretend that this didn't matter and that this didn't affect you. Pride used at your detriment is only going to create more of an issue for you, a spiritual debt, some sort of karmic butt kicking. It's all part of this plan that we think that we drunkenly signed up for before we came into existence. I mean, seriously, with everything that's gone on, everything, our history, our personal histories, our dreams for the future, the actuality of what's going on, how can we feel like we weren't completely crazy before we came in? Like, yeah, just throw it all in, get it all done at once, I'll get through it. Be flexible, the never-ending story. For some of you, this is talking about how this is only temporary separation for now. This is a blessed time of growth, and it's also opening that third eye. So it's really pushing you to have faith and trust in spirit that this break is not a break forever. It's not goodbye forever. It's just goodbye for now. So take this time and learn how to be flexible. Learn that everything is working in its season, and that what you're supposed to do right now, that divine work, that self-work, whatever it might be for you, is not just to bring you back into union with yourself and thus somebody else. It's really pushing you into this amazing purpose of yours. And this, again, there's like almost 8 billion people on this planet, and every single one has an important part. Your story is unlike any other. I don't care who you are, what walk of life it is. Your story is unlike any other. Okay, so if you stay the course, some of you are looking at reconciliation of the situation with more wisdom and more personal skill sets and how to communicate in some sort of relationship or some sort of a business situation or a living situation. For the other people who are not looking at some sort of reconciliation, what are we looking at? A change in the wind. You don't say. Gemini Jillikers. Okay, you want to come out clearly. Exchanging gifts. It was just dangling out of there. Time for a nap. You're working too hard. Take a breath. let the external world do some work for a hot minute while you rest and build up some sort of stamina. Whatever this breakup is and whatever pain you endured during it doesn't mean that the relationship wasn't important. On the contrary, this was a very deep soul bonding connection, and soulmates and twin flames often break your heart wide open and show you the depths of how much you can love in a situation. The fact that you are hurting and they are hurting in this situation, it doesn't mean that it wasn't real. This was one of the realest things that you could have ever set up for yourself. And the harder that you would try to hold on to this, the more that it was going to be a tougher lesson for you to learn how to break from. The treasure island is much further down the road. It's begging you to step away from whatever this situation is. And I know that some of you are looking at reconciliation. Some of you are looking at a complete breakup. You're going to know at your core. Don't let fear do the talking in this one. If you are working with it from a place of fear, please take a minute and ground yourself. Repeat your name a few times and remember who you are. I know that it sounds very contrived, and I'm not trying to sound contrived with that at all. Remember who you are with this one. Your heart genuinely knows, and it's that deep underlying inner voice that's telling you, okay, should I stay or should I go? You know that. So if your inner core is telling you, you got to step away from this, if you are still firmly holding grasp to it, life is going to give you every single reason and situation as to why this needs to come to an end. And ultimately, it's going to win because your treasure, it's incoming and it needs the space, and you deserve the space and happiness. The heart. That's actually something an ex told me when we were breaking up. And it was, what do you get when you break the heart wide open? And what do you see when you break the heart wide open? And I was thinking about it, and all that came to mind was everything. That was a really rough breakup. Still friends, though. It's crazy, isn't it? Either you remain friends or you get back together or you never see them again. I don't know. Life is funny. But let me say, I get all of this love and the possibility of it. Your life and your purpose is so much bigger than a relationship. It is definitely part of the process, but you have a major life purpose here. And it goes beyond a romantic partnership or some sort of soulmate twin flame energy. Love is definitely an answer to life, but it's, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Could talk forever about it. Milk and honey right now, it's talking about, hang on, wait a minute. You're getting into the time of milk and honey. All that glitters. Be sure what you want is really what you want, and let go of the expectations about how it's going to get here. Put it out into the universe for the love of God. Which card is this? Hang on. Blessed is in reverse. Wait, what? Why? Which one? This? Okay. You're still experiencing some sort of shed. These are the final threads. You're not at the fork in the road yet. You're not going to get all the closure that you need in every single part of these situations. It feels like an emotional rock bottom. And where you are going, this is why you got to let go of the expectations, because your heightened expectations for the situation takes away from the actuality of it. It's not something that you can micromanage, but also you learn, you lose the specialness of the journey when you try to niche down every little sort of tidbit that comes along. And it's all being projected by this state of pain and hurt. It looks like a lot of you are trying to bypass that. It's not what's going to be able to get you through this. You're not at the fork in the road yet because you have to pull these final threads. You've done the massive work in it, and now let go, whether you want to or not. In some of these situations, you might have to, and do the healing. All right. Closing message, Spirit, for this very melancholy reading. It has that, but really it's pulling you towards something very soothing. It's still saying you're not there yet. You're not at the fork of the road. Don't live in a personal tragedy that hasn't occurred. Be in the moment. Don't make a decision based off of pain. Don't isolate yourself. Don't You're not at the fork in the road yet. It feels like you are alone. Don't go to old coping mechanisms with that self-coddling just because it used to work. And don't have this major case of the F-its with everything. That's not going to get you the results that you want. You have to break all those old reactions. Whatever it is that's coming together, you have to break apart from everything that holds you back from that greatness. And I'm not telling you to act illegally or unresponsibly, but act in your truth and whatever it takes to get you there. You're not alone, and it's coming together. Just don't take that leap in this moment. You have to rest. You have to gather your stamina back. Final cards from here, Spirit. We have you getting rid of the burdens and dropping all this baggage, all this pain and agony, and getting into the celebration of life, it looks like. Spirit, give me an amazing note to finish with, please. Okay, dropping it. Setting your sights out. Taking your time for once. It's not you procrastinating. Taking your time and procrastinating are two very different things. Stop berating each and every single one of them for that. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. The passion drive forward with love. Push yourself forward with love. It has a lot of energy behind it, and take your time. The King of Swords talks about huge boundaries, acting on authority, not letting anything stand in your way. Healing communication, healing anxiety. Let's see. Purification and newfound sense of grounding foundation. Let's see. And it's safety and action. There's a huge advancement that's coming your way. There's a huge, I want to say advancement, but I feel like I also have to say prosperity, but I like the word advancement. This might be in some sort of advanced relationship, advanced career, advanced living situation. Don't let something push you back, for the love of God. When you get the ball rolling, don't let things step on your coattails with this. You're going to be basically on cloud 9. You're pushing back, making a very strong investment, getting rid of nervousness, getting rid of that. You're healing. It's basically healing from that pain. Again, this is going to take a while, because what you are walking away from, you didn't anticipate it and you didn't want to walk away. But the reality is something about this isn't working forever or for right now. And that's what you are going to be deciding along the way, but you'll know it in your core. I hope that this reading made sense. If you have questions about booking or personal reading, emails below, or you can find me on any social platform. If this did resonate, feel free to let me know. And, well, I hope that this finds you well. And I will see you for tomorrow's reading. And until then, stay safe, have fun, and don't get too crazy.